You've been lied to, not by some fitness guru trying to sell you a program, but by the entire industry that profits from your belief that effort must be violent to matter. They told you muscle comes from destruction, from grinding, from collapsing in a puddle of sweat and shame. But what if I told you the most underrated muscle builder on earth costs nothing, requires no equipment, and you've been ignoring it your entire life? What if the secret wasn't in the gym, but in the 8,000 steps you're not taking? Let me show you why walking, yes, walking, might be doing more for your body than that brutal leg day you dread every week. You wake up. You sit. You work. You sit. You drive. You sit. You eat. You sit. You scroll. You sleep. And somewhere in the back of your mind you think, I'll fix this tomorrow. I'll hit the gym hard. I'll make up for it. But here's the truth you're avoiding. Your body wasn't designed to be punished once a day and ignored for the other 23 hours. It was designed to move. Constantly. Not violently, but consistently. You think walking is too easy. Too boring. Too insignificant. And that's exactly why you're wrong. Here's the big idea, the premise that will reframe everything you thought you knew about building muscle. Muscle isn't just built through tension. It's built through time under tension, metabolic stress, and here's the kicker, constant low-grade mechanical signaling that tells your body, stay ready, stay strong, stay useful. Walking is that signal. It's not about one explosive moment. It's about 1,000 small moments compounding into a body that's resilient, capable, and yes, more muscular than the guy who lifts twice a week and sits the rest of the time. Let me take you deeper. We've been conditioned to believe that muscle growth requires suffering. That if you're not sore, you didn't work. If you're not gasping, you wasted your time. But here's what the science actually says. Muscle protein synthesis, the process your body uses to repair and build muscle, can be triggered by low-intensity, high-frequency movement just as effectively as heavy lifting, if the volume and consistency are there. Think of it like this. Would you rather water a plant once a week with a fire hose, or a little bit every single day? Your muscles are the plant. Walking is the daily watering. A study published in the Journal of Physiology found that walking at a moderate pace for extended periods increases mitochondrial density in muscle cells, improves capillary networks, blood flow to muscles, and enhances the muscle's ability to use oxygen and nutrients efficiently. Translation: walking makes your muscles better at being muscles. And here's the punchy truth. You can't outlift a sedentary lifestyle. Let's do some math. But don't worry, it's the good kind. Say you do a brutal leg workout. 5 sets of squats. 4 sets of lunges. Maybe 200 total reps if you're really going hard. That's maybe 15 minutes of actual time your legs are under tension. Now let's say you walk 10,000 steps a day. That's roughly 5 miles. At an average of 1,000 to 1,200 steps per leg, that's 5,000 reps per leg, per day. 35,000 reps per week. And yeah, they're low intensity, but they're constant. They're signals. They're whispers to your nervous system saying, keep this muscle, we use it. Your body doesn't care if you're squatting 300 pounds or walking up a hill. It only cares about one thing. Are we using this tissue or not? If you're walking daily, the answer is a loud, undeniable yes. Here's the kicker. Muscle atrophy happens faster from disuse than it builds from occasional intensity. Which means the guy who walks every day and lifts twice a week will likely have more functional muscle mass than the guy who lifts 4 times a week and sits the rest of the time. And yeah, I know which one you've been. Let's talk about your ass. Because chances are, it's asleep. You sit all day. Your hip flexors are tight. Your glutes, the largest, most powerful muscle group in your body, have basically clocked out. They've gone on permanent vacation. And when your glutes aren't firing, your hamstrings compensate. Your lower back compensates. Your knees start hurting. Your posture collapses. You become structurally compromised. But walking? Walking wakes them up. Every step is a mini glute contraction. Every hill is a glute builder. Every incline, every slight change in terrain, your glutes are being asked to show up. A 2017 study found that walking uphill at even a 5% incline activated glutes more effectively than many traditional gym exercises, including leg press and even some squat variations, because of the natural hip extension pattern and the sustained contraction over time. You want a stronger, rounder, more functional posterior. Walk more. Walk uphill. Walk with intention. I once knew a guy, let's call him Marcus, who never set foot in a gym, not once, but he hiked every single weekend, without fail. 10 miles, 15 miles, sometimes 20. One day, a mutual friend, An avid gym goer, legs twice a week kind of guy, joined him on a hike. By mile 3, the gym guy was limping. By mile 5, he was done. Marcus, he was just getting started. The gym guy had strength. But Marcus had endurance. He had resilience. His muscles weren't just strong, they were conditioned to work for hours. And when they stood side by side, Marcus's legs looked better, more defined, more functional, because his body had adapted to constant use, not occasional punishment. That's the difference. Strength is built in moments. Durability is built in miles. Here's something most people don't know. Chronic high-intensity exercise without adequate recovery tanks your testosterone. You heard that right. If you're grinding in the gym 6 days a week, not sleeping enough, stressed out of your mind, your body starts producing more cortisol, the stress hormone, and less testosterone, the muscle-building, fat-burning, confidence-boosting hormone. But walking? Walking lowers cortisol. It's meditative. It's restorative. It signals to your body we're safe, we're moving, but we're not in danger. And when cortisol drops, testosterone has room to rise. A study from the European Journal of Applied Physiology found that men who incorporated daily walking into their routine saw improved testosterone to cortisol ratios compared to those who only did intense training. So yeah, walking might actually be making you more of a man or woman. Testosterone matters for everyone. Move often, stress less, build more. You've been told walking doesn't burn enough calories to matter. And technically they're right. A 30-minute walk might only burn 150 to 200 calories. Compare that to a HIIT session that torches 400 plus in the same time, and walking looks pathetic. But here's what they don't tell you. Walking doesn't spike your hunger. When you do intense cardio, your body screams for fuel. You finish that HIIT workout, and suddenly you're ravenous. You eat back those 400 calories, plus another 200 because your appetite is jacked. But after a walk, you feel calm, satisfied, not starving. So while walking burns fewer calories in the moment, it doesn't trigger the same compensatory eating response. Over time, that adds up. Plus, walking increases your NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which is just a fancy way of saying the calories you burn by existing and moving throughout the day. And NEAT is responsible for way more fat loss than your 1-hour gym session ever will be. You can't out-train a bad diet, but you can outwalk a sedentary lifestyle. Here's a harsh truth. Lifting heavy builds muscle, but it also wears down joints. Squats, deadlifts, overhead press. They're incredible, but if you're doing them for decades without balance, your knees, hips, shoulders, they'll remind you. Walking, on the other hand, is joint-friendly. It's low impact. It lubricates your joints through natural flowing movement. It strengthens the stabilizer muscles around your knees and hips without grinding them into dust. A long-term study published in Arthritis Care and Research found that people who walked regularly had a significantly lower risk of developing knee osteoarthritis compared to those who were sedentary. Translation? Walking keeps you moving so you can keep moving. Because what good is muscle if you can't use it at 60? At 70? At 80? Build muscle, but build a body that lasts. Most people think muscle is built in the gym. But really, muscle is built by your nervous system's decision to keep it around. And your nervous system makes that decision based on one thing: frequency of use. If you squat once a week, your nervous system says, okay, we'll keep some muscle here, but not much. But if you're walking every day, climbing stairs, hiking on weekends, your nervous system says, this person needs strong, functional legs. Let's keep them ready. It's called the SAID principle. Specific adaptation to imposed demands. Your body adapts to what you ask of it most often. And walking? Walking is a daily vote for a strong, mobile, resilient body. Your body listens to frequency, not just intensity. Here's where it gets interesting. You've been told rest days mean doing nothing. Lying on the couch, Netflix, maybe some stretching if you're fancy. But active recovery, light movement like walking, actually speeds up muscle repair. How? Blood flow. When you walk, you increase circulation without adding stress. Fresh blood delivers oxygen and nutrients to sore muscles. Waste products, like lactic acid, get flushed out faster. A study in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research found that active recovery through low-intensity walking reduced muscle soreness and improved performance in subsequent workouts compared to complete rest. So walking isn't just building muscle, it's helping your real workouts work better. Rest doesn't mean stop. It means move gently. You know that guy at the gym with huge quads but he walks like a penguin? Yeah, That's what happens when you build muscle without functional movement patterns. Walking teaches your body how to move correctly. It reinforces proper hip alignment, engages your core, strengthens your feet and ankles, and trains your body to work as a system, not just isolated parts. And when your posture improves, everything else improves. Your lifts get better. Your back pain decreases. You look taller, more confident, more capable. Because walking isn't just exercise. It's practice for being human. Move like a human. Build like one. Let's talk about something nobody mentions. Muscle is built in the mind first. If you dread your workouts, if exercise feels like punishment, your body will resist. Your cortisol will spike. Your motivation will tank. But walking? Walking feels good. It's meditative. It's where ideas happen. Where stress dissolves. Where you remember why you're doing this in the first place. And when exercise feels good, you do it more. Consistency builds. And consistency, that's where real change happens. I can't tell you how many ideas I've had on walks, how many problems I've solved, how many times I've left the house stressed and come back calm. Your body follows your mind. Make movement something you want, not something you have to do. Here's some nerdy science for you. Your muscles have different types of fibers. Type 1, slow twitch, and Type 2, fast twitch. Heavy lifting recruits Type 2 fibers. They're powerful, explosive, but they fatigue fast. Walking recruits Type 1 fibers. They're endurance-based, fatigue-resistant. And here's the thing. Type 1 fibers are highly responsive to training. They grow, they strengthen, they adapt. And in real life, you use Type 1 fibers way more than Type 2. Walking upstairs, carrying groceries, playing with your kids. All Type 1. So yeah, you want some Type 2 for strength. But if you're ignoring Type 1, you're leaving a massive part of your muscle-building potential on the table. Train both. Build a complete body. Here's the thing about walking. It's stupidly easy to start. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need equipment. You don't need to schedule it. You just go. And that's the magic. Because the hardest part of building muscle isn't the workout. It's the consistency. Walking removes every excuse. It's the ultimate 1% habit. Start with 10 minutes, then 15, then 20. Add a hill. Add some stairs. Go a little farther each week. Before you know it, you've walked 100 miles, then 500, then 1,000. And your body has changed. Small steps, literally, compounded daily. Let me tell you about Sarah. Mid-30s. Desk job. No time for the gym. Or so she thought. She started with one thing, a 15-minute walk every lunch break. That's it. No pressure, no program. Just walking. 6 months later, she noticed something. Her jeans fit better. Her energy was higher. Her back pain? Gone. She didn't lose a ton of weight. She didn't suddenly have abs, but she felt stronger, more capable. And then she added a morning walk, then weekend hikes. A year later, she looked like a different person. Not because she went hard, but because she went consistent. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a sustainable one. There's this guy in my neighborhood, probably in his 70s. Every morning, same time, he walks up the steepest hill in the area, slowly, deliberately, no rush. I see younger guys half his age huffing and puffing, trying to sprint past him, and he just keeps going, steady, strong. One day I asked him, "How long have you been doing this?" He smiled. 40 years. 40 years. And you know what? He moves better than most 40-year-olds I know. Time beats intensity. Every single time. All right, enough theory. Let's talk practical habits. Here's how to turn walking into a legitimate muscle-building tool. Walk daily, non-negotiable. Even 20 minutes counts. Build the habit first. Intensity comes later. Add hills or inclines. This is where the magic happens. Inclines activate your glutes, hamstrings, and calves way more than flat ground. Find a hill. Walk it. Repeat. Increase your step count gradually. Start where you are. Add 500 to 1,000 steps per week. Aim for 8,000 to 10,000 eventually. But don't rush. Walk with intention. Don't shuffle. Walk with purpose. Engage your core. Push off with your toes. Feel your glutes working. Make every step count. Use a weighted vest or backpack. Optional. Once walking feels easy, add 10 to 20 pounds. This turns walking into legitimate resistance training. But start light. Don't be a hero. Walk after meals. This stabilizes blood sugar, aids digestion, and turns food into fuel instead of fat. Plus, it's a great habit anchor. Track your progress. Not obsessively, but knowing you walked 50 miles this month. That's motivating. And here's the most important part. Don't overthink it. Just walk. Let your body adapt. Let the habit build. Action beats perfection. Here's what I want you to understand. Muscle isn't just built in the gym. It's built in the thousands of small decisions you make every single day. It's built when you take the stairs, when you park farther away, when you go for a walk instead of scrolling. It's built in consistency, in frequency, in a body that's used, not just occasionally punished. Walking won't give you a six-pack. It won't make you bench 300 pounds. But it will make you durable, resilient, functional, and yes, more muscular than you'd think. Because muscle isn't just about size. It's about utility. It's about a body that works, that lasts, that's ready for whatever life throws at it. And walking is how you get there. So here's my challenge to you. For the next 30 days, walk every single day, even if it's just 15 minutes. Even if it's slow. Track your steps. Notice how you feel. Watch how your body changes. And then come back and tell me walking doesn't build muscle. Because I promise you'll be surprised. 1% better. Every single day. Starting with one step. Now go, if this resonated with you. If you're ready to build a body that lasts, not just looks good for a season, subscribe. Because we're just getting started. Every week, I'm breaking down one more 1% habit that compounds into the life you actually want. Physique, wellness, wealth, all of it. Don't miss the next one. Hit that button. Let's walk this path together.